Hey everyone, it's Tracy here. I'm going to show you a quick card today using the brand new Sweet Stamp Shop stamp set Fall Gratitude. As you can see, I've used it quite a bit. I'm going to be using the feathers for the first time. And I'm going to do kind of like a gradient with browns using the Distress inks. So I pulled 5 of the brown inks. This is Tea Dye, Brushed Corduroy, Gathered Twigs, Vintage Photo, and Walnut Stain. And I put them in the order that I'm going to be using them. I made this, or I didn't make the chart, I stamped all the inks that I have out, and it's really helpful when you are trying to choose which ink color, because it's right there on paper and that's the color that it looks like. The colors on the covers definitely don't reflect what they actually are or stamp like. So I would suggest you would use this too for your inks. And I've done it with all the different brands of inks that I have. So I have a piece of white cardstock. This measures 3 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches. I wanted to do it the length of the card base, and then the 3 1/4 is what this measures. It's a little bit bigger, but just so that fits in there because that's the stamp that I'm going to be using. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on my base. Again, this one's called Fall Gratitude. It's a brand new one, the August release. And then I'm going to start with the tea dye. And I'm just going to stamp by color from top to bottom, so lightest to darkest. And as with all the Distress inks, they don't stamp crisp images. So if you want a really crisp image, I would not suggest using these inks. But I like the colors and how they all kind of go together. Alright, so I got that one stamped. Then I'm going to use the Brushed Corduroy. Make sure you press down really good to get the whole stamp stamped. And then the Gathered Twigs. And I'm trying to do them as close as possible because the one on the bottom, the whole stamp isn't going to fit on there. I measured it all out ahead of time to see. Alright, and then the Vintage Photo. Alright, and the darkest, which is the Walnut Stain. And if you're looking to start out with Distress inks, I would definitely suggest browns. The first one I had was Vintage Photo. And as you can see on my chart when I stamped it, it needed to be re-inked because I used it so much. But now my favorite is Walnut Stain. It's a little bit more darker. The Vintage Photo has more red in it. And this one is just going to fit about half of the stamp on there. Alright, so there's the finished part of that. Just clean the ink off this. And this is the nonstick craft sheet from Ranger, I believe. I'll look it up and put it in the link below, but I use this, I always keep it under me because it wipes clean. And it's pretty awesome. Alright, so then I got a piece of brown cardstock, and this is the 5 1/2 inches by 3 1/2. so it is a 1/4 inch bigger, so that it would just be on the outside edges like that. And then this is going to go in the middle of my card base, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I'm going to use this little tag. I cut that out, and this stamp is also from the new stamp set, Fall Gratitude. And I'm going to color in the letters with Copic markers. I'm going to use E25, which is my favorite brown Copic marker. I like the E23 and E25. And I stamped this sentiment with Rich Cocoa Memento ink. If you're coloring with Copics, you want to use the Memento ink. That's what works best. It doesn't bleed with the alcohol markers. Alright, so I finished coloring that in with my Copic marker. Since I only used one color, I didn't do any shading or anything. I didn't use a special blending paper or anything like that. I was just careful so I didn't get too much ink on it so it didn't spread or like go outside the edges. If you want to do some shading, I would suggest using like Express blending paper, just so that you don't get any of the, so it doesn't go outside the lines. Alright, so I did the card base. I just glued it all down. And then I'm going to use some foam adhesive to pop that up. But first I'm going to take my walnut stain and then the foam brush, and I'm just going to go along the edges just so that it stands out a little bit. Otherwise it kind of blends in. Alright, perfect. So I'm going to use the pop dots. Okay, I'm going to put that kind of towards the bottom and from the left edge. Alright, and then to finish it, I just grabbed a few brown and gold sequins. And I'm going to put 3 up here, and then 2 of them down here. And then I always use the Tombow Mono Multi liquid glue to apply sequins. It just takes a drop and then put your sequin on and just let them dry. It doesn't actually even take that long to dry, but you're not going to want to mail it right away so that they don't move or anything. But alright, so there is our completed card. And then make sure you check out the Sweet Stamp Shop to check out this set because it is so versatile. As you can see, I use this one. It's a fall card. But then I also did this one, which you can check out on my blog today. And then this one with the trees. But there's so many other things. I love the triangles on it. And then you can also use just the circles as different patterns. And then it's got the geotag and some really cute sentiments and stuff. So it's an awesome set that you are definitely going to want to pick up and check out. So thanks for watching and have a great day.